Let me start it like this. I hope that everyone who's playing Diablo Immortal, yes, getting a bit confused with the meme of Immortal, but we'll get to that. I hope everyone playing Diablo Immortal is having a good time. That's what I do. I hope they're all happy, that they feel it's a good game, that they're getting some value out of whatever money they put in. I hope the game is good. I hope people enjoy it. That's um, that's how I feel about most games, all games. I hope everyone who buys a game is happy with that game. The, that doesn't mean that there isn't something that I want to talk about with Diablo Immortal. And I want to talk about the $24 million that the game made in the first 2 weeks. That was congratulations. As I said, I hope everyone's happy. I hope the people that made the game had a good time and are happy. And I hope the people that play it are happy. It's a weird little game. It's a weird little situation, or I don't know. Yeah, the game has a funny little impact or story. But let me start by saying I have not played any Diablo Immortal, so I won't be talking about the game in mechanics, in details, in graphics. I don't really play on the phone. I'm not really that intrigued in Diablo and also that type of game anyway. So it's not going to be any. I'm not going to be able to speak from experience. So keep that in mind. I'm not claiming to have any real knowledge on the game itself. It's just a little bit more interesting thinking about the consequences or the situation of the game, and that's kind of like where I come in. You've probably seen as well in the news when it was you had those like $24 million in the first 2 weeks, and then some people or different journalists, YouTubers, whatever, had comments and saying, "Is this good? Is this bad?" That's what I'm saying. It means that we'll get more of these types of games, and I hope that everyone involved in making it and playing it is having a good time. Good games are good. I like that. Even though I'm not going to play the game, I wasn't going to play it anyway, as I said, because of phone and genre. So I hope it'll good. But the numbers or the news that we're talking about, was also how that it will take apparently 10 years of playing the game, like actual play time, to max out a character. I just hope that everyone who plays it is on board with that, and accept it, and doesn't feel that it's limiting. They have fun with it. They relax, they unwind, they do whatever. It's just weird when you see the numbers like that to me. Mostly I play story games, and so you could say, yeah, when the game's finished, it's finished. Maybe there's some side missions. So thinking of playing a game for 10 years, it's a interesting thing. And it's not that I haven't played games for 10 years. Like I play League of Legends regularly, and it must have been about 10 years now since I started. I had some breaks and stuff. So, but it hasn't been 10 years of game time. But yeah, I'm never gonna max out that game. It's the same with like Apex Legend, Fortnite, whatever you have, all these so-called lifestyle games. It was just want to talk about Diablo Immortal and this numbers. And the other number, except for the 10 years, is apparently that if you want to skip those 10 years or cut them down, you can cut them apparently down by to nothing by paying $110,000. And it's weird seeing that number again per character, $110,000. You could do something with that other than playing a video game. So I hope, and this is why I don't know because I haven't played a game, I hope the mechanic of playing is not intrusive. I hope people are having a general fun playing the game and isn't feeling that they need to pay or being hampered by the pay to win. If it isn't, or the shop. I hope the shop is easy to ignore. it would be fair, I think, to doubt that the shop is easy to ignore, because why would you make a shop and then make it easy to ignore? That's kind of like the little debate that you can have back and forth, or that game developers will tend to have when they're making the game. Are you saying it's optional? Well, it's not, because you put it in there, so I can't take it out. But I can ignore it. Like, for instance, I think I played what's called Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO that is now free. Wasn't when I bought it, obviously, but when it launched. But I played sometimes, and it works well without having to pay, I think. So that's a good standard. I hope Diablo Immortal is kind of like that. It would appear that we also found the target audience. I'm not sure we can confirm that it's actually Diablo Immortal, but apparently I guess he's a senator, American politician Ted Cruz, has had an interview. He has an interview where he mentioned that he play on his phone and that he would happily pay to get stronger. So I guess we found the target audience. I think it's completely fair to say that Ted Cruz have more money than sense. So there you go, target audience for Diablo Immortal. Just a bit of fun trivia. No, the real impact of Diablo Immortal is, of course, the announcement on BlizzCon and the reaction in the hall live from the audience when it was announced that it's only mobile, and they booed, and we got the whole, do you guys not have phone, or is this an out of season April Fool's joke? Like, the game wasn't well received before they even, like, when it was just announced. I'm not even sure if it was a game at any stage. I don't remember them revealing any gameplay at BlizzCon. So the game had a rough start. Like, we kind of started with an uphill climb, the deck stacked against us, as you would say. So then, having seen that contrast, because then we didn't hear from Diablo Immortal, we had then Warcraft Reforged, which was also not another great success from Blizzard, and that's only talking about the games. So we kind of didn't hear anything about Diablo Immortal. Then it launched, at least I didn't, but I also don't follow gaming news that closely. So I'm generalizing that a little bit here and saying I didn't hear anything, but I also didn't look it up. Then it gets launched, and we get this $24 million in 2 weeks number, which means that it was kind of accepted. Like, it was a success, it was a financial success, yeah. Which is also to say, this is a guarantee that we will get more games like this. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. As I said, if the game is good, if people enjoy it, it's good. I like that. No, on a more personal level, what Diablo Immortal kind of cost is, I'm thinking, am I in an echo chamber? Like, where were the voices that's leading up to the release were saying, hey, it's actually good, or it's not that bad, as in the shop is not that intrusive, the core mechanic, the primary gameplay loop, it's all fun. So maybe I need to, like, rethink my social spheres. Like, if I see 10 YouTube videos saying, oh, this game is bad, is the game bad? Someone enjoyed it, or at least someone paid for it. I hope they enjoyed it. So there's kind of like a little bit of a shake-up, or what's it called, disruption is the modern word. So that was kind of interesting. But I didn't really follow Diablo Immortal because I could not imagine playing this game. Like, I would have to, like, run out of games, I think, or I'm not sure why I would play it. It just doesn't appeal to me. And I was a bit hyped for Diablo 3, actually. But it just really wasn't my style with the grind. Like I said, I played when the story was finished. I was finished. I was like, yeah, good. I had a good story. Maybe I tried a few other characters or classes. But I mean, that's it. I like my games to end. Um, I'm not sure I know anyone that could play the game as well, so maybe I'm really deep in an echo chamber. Um, it's it's just a whole weird thing that I had some thoughts about. Um, don't really have that much to say because I don't think I should, because I haven't played 1 minute of the game. So why am I here to talk in the first place? That's why I'm talking about all these things around the game, surrounding the game, the talk about the game. For me, so far, has been more interesting than the game itself. But I hope that everyone who plays Diablo is happy, and that everyone that made Diablo uh, has a nice, solid job. And I think that's all I have to say about that.